What's going on, family? It's going to be a two-part video, one for the men, one for the women. Fellas, if you are dealing with a woman that has never dealt with a real man, I think we have to be patient. We have to understand that they are not used to certain things. They love the attention. They love how spontaneous you are. They love you being a gentleman, and this is what women always admire about a man. But one of the most important details to what you do that will have to carry on with you the rest of your life is consistency. As long as you're consistent, you'll have a heart. But even with having her heart, doesn't mean that she will stay. Because when a woman is used to dealing with a certain kind of man, it's hard for her to attach herself to a man that's giving her everything that she needs and wants. And I think along the way, we get so caught up in loving someone that we forget that just because you love them doesn't mean that they're going to stick around based off of the things that you do, the love that you give them, and everything else. But this is what we're taught. We're taught to fight to the very end. We're taught to love her correctly. We're taught to make sure that she goes without. We're taught we're taught to make sure that we put her before ourselves. This is what we're taught as a man, if you was raised a certain way, which is the right way. But in today's times, that's not always true. Because if she's never had a real relationship, if she's never truly, really been in love, and she's dealt with men that did nothing but abuse her and use her, it doesn't matter how fine she is, it doesn't matter how beautiful she is. Just make sure that regardless of what you do, you give her everything that she deserves. And you have to make sure that you don't go lacking. Because what tends to happen is that a lot of men out here, brothers, I know y'all hear me, you will continue to give your heart away over and over again until you don't have anything left on the inside of you, because now what you have been giving her, she's not reciprocating. And so now you're not doing anything else but draining yourself. And it's unfair. It's unfortunate that this kind of thing always happens to a good man. A good man that we always hear is hard to find. A good man that seems like he's always in a marriage with a woman that does not appreciate him, or he's in a relationship that a woman continues to take him for granted. A good man that will do whatever he can to save his marriage or save his relationship, but it's never good enough. I want to commend you all. I want to commend you all because you pray. I want to commend you all because you stand strong. I want to commend you all because it doesn't push you to a place that makes you want to run out here and cheat like everybody thinks that all men are cheaters. I want to commend you all because there are some good men still left. And I want to thank you all. Stay strong and continue to stay focused. Pray for her. Pray that God changes her heart. Pray that God draws her closer to you. And pray that God shows her who you really are in her life before it's too late. To the women, you all have constantly given yourself over and over again. You're always proving your worth. You're always trying to do everything to not show the man that you're a wife, but it's just your nature. Your nature is caring. Your nature is giving. Your nature is always making sure that he understands that it doesn't matter what he does or what he says, you're going to be there. And I kind of feel a lot of women have had their heart broken over and over again, to where even though they love, they're still very cautious. They're cautious because they're tired of getting themselves caught up in the wrong kind of relationship that does nothing more than put them at a place that makes them question who they are as a woman. Because the problem is that most men, they only see so deep into you until when it's all said and done, all they did was use you. You have to make sure that you get involved with someone that understands your character, someone that understands your heartbeat, that understands that your heart is not like everybody else. Yeah, it's true. You're not going to treat him like everybody else. You have given yourself over and over again to him, and yet still, all he does is give you bits and pieces of him. And I want you all to continue to stay focused. I know that right now, a lot of women are saying there's a shortage of men. It's not. You just haven't met the right one. I think the problem with a lot of women is that we take what we have for granted. And I know you all are probably y'all are listening to me like, what do you mean? that I'm taking things for granted. Because the problem is that even though the man is the man, there are still some requirements from you all that he's asking. And I think even within these requirements, as long as it's not life-threatening, he's not asking you to go out here and rob a bank. But all he's really asking for you to do is to just be a little bit more patient with him. And even within that patience, you all, make sure you don't lose your identity. Make sure you don't invest your time and your energy into someone that does nothing more than constantly drag things out. They don't want to change. They want to change when they're ready to change. They don't want to deal with their issues. They don't want to go to therapy. They don't want to talk about certain circumstance situations, but then they want to be all up underneath you. They want to kiss you. They want to be intimate with you. And these are the issues that you all are dealing with. So it's time to take back your crown. It's time to make sure that you're getting what you deserve in this marriage, in this relationship. And stop settling for someone just to be a part of your life because you don't want to be alone. And the thing about it is that you are an awesome woman. You are every man's dream. But the problem with every man's dream, only the right one is really going to see who you are. And hopefully it's the man that you're with, that you fell in love with, that you spent all this time with, so you all can continue to grow. But unless you all get help, unless you all get spiritual counseling, unless you all sit down with a therapist or a life coach, it's going to be an uphill battle. And I think it's the same exact way for the men. We have to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and change who we are as an individual, as well as a woman, all right? So I hope this bless you all. Y'all be encouraged. A good man, a good woman, it's not hard to find. If you already have somebody in your life, you found them. It's just a matter of them changing for the sake of the relationship.